Alright, today we are going to cover order of operations as our topic. So get out your notebook and write down some notes, and then we'll do some practice problems. So our goal today is to be able to do order of operations when evaluating expressions. The reason that we have order of operations is so that in math we will always, all of us, when we do the same problem, will get the same answer. This is an example. If you have 7 plus 4 times 3, what do you get? Do you get 33 or do you get 19? There are two different answers that you can get. We want everyone to be able to get the same answer. So if you know order of operations already, you know that the answer is what? 33 or 19? 19, because you must multiply before you add. Let's take some notes. Okay, so I want you to write this down. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or what we fondly would call PEMDAS. First, when you're evaluating expressions, you must do parentheses. So write this down. This should be in your notes. And parentheses can be brackets or they can be regular parentheses. And then we have exponents. Exponents can be also square roots or powers. Then after you do exponents, you multiply and divide from left to right. And then after that, you would add and subtract from left to right. Let's expand on these just a little. All right, important things to remember. Grouping symbols. When we talk about parentheses, parentheses is any grouping symbol. Anything grouped, including information above or below a fraction bar and parentheses. All right, the next, after you do the parentheses, you should always do the exponents. Now, exponents is anything in the same family as a power, including radicals or square roots. So not only would you do 7 to squared, but you might also do the square root of 25. So this is a radical. The next group would be multiplication, and that includes distributive property, which we will talk about later. And what that means is distributive properties. If you have a number outside of some parentheses, okay, that is multiplication. All right, so you multiply and divide from left to right, you add and subtract from left to right. Let's move on to practice problems. Example 1. Write this example down. So here we have a problem. You have division, you have multiplication, and you have subtraction. So remember that we're doing PEMDAS. So do we have parentheses? We do not. So we don't have to worry about that. Do we have exponents? We do not. So what do we have? We have these two symbols, multiplying and dividing. We want to go from left to right. So we would do 14 divided by 7 first, and that would be 2. Then we would multiply, and we'd get 2 times 2, which is 4. And then we would subtract the 3, so our answer would be 1. All right, let's do another one. Write this down. This is 3 times parentheses 3 plus 7 parentheses squared times 5. So let's look at PEMDAS. First of all, do we have parentheses? Why, yes we do. We have 3 plus 7. So this means we would have 3 times 10 parentheses squared times 5. That asterisk means to multiply. All right, do we have an exponent? That would be next. Why, yes we do. So that means we need to take the 10 in the parentheses and square it. So now I have 3 parentheses 100 times 5. All right, next, multiply and divide from left to right. We have 2 of those. We have, this is multiplication whenever the 3 is next to the parentheses. That means 3 times 100, which is 300, we do from left to right, times 5. So what do we get? We get 1,500, or 1,500. And we didn't have any adding and subtracting. Let's go to one more. All right, write this one down. Now we have a lot going on. So we need to see what we have. Let's start with the P, parentheses. Do we have parentheses? Yes, we do. So first, that's where we start. 6 plus 1, that makes 7. Next is exponent. Do we have an exponent? Why, yes, we do. We have 10 squared, so I'm going to make that 100. Now I'm just going to make this simpler, I'm going to rewrite everything. 3 times 6 plus 100 plus the 7 and times 4. So my next is multiplying and dividing from left to right. Multiply and divide. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to see, where do I have a multiplication or division symbol? I have a multiplying there, and I have a multiplying there. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. 3 times 6 is 18. 7 times 4 is 28. And now I'm going to bring everything down. Plus 100 here, plus 28. What do I have left? I have subtraction and addition. So even though this says addition, subtraction, you must do it from left to right. So that means subtraction comes first. 20 minus 18 is 2, plus 100, that makes 102, plus 28, that makes 130. So 130 should be your answer. Okay, now let's see what we have next. We have, let's see if you can do this one on your own. Write this down, this should be in your notes, and see which one of these answers did you get. You can pause this and work it and then restart it. Alright, you should have gotten an answer of 2. If you didn't get an answer of 2, you did it wrong. Make sure you do this first. That's the parentheses, that's 7. Then you're going to multiply before you subtract. So 2 times 7 is 14. So 16 minus 14 would give me 2. Alright, let's try another one. Alright, you can pause it and see if you can do this one. Alright, did you get it right? The answer should be 12. Alright, did you multiply first? That's 24. Then you have to divide by the 2, that gives you 12. And then you subtract 24 minus 12, which gives me 12. Alright, one more. Oh, I'm wrong, not one more. Now, I think we have enough to start practicing. So now you have some practice problems. Oops, excuse me. I am going to have you do 16 problems. So here are 8. So you can screenshot this if you want to and save it for later, but do these, and then I'm going to go to the next page now, and then we're going to do 9 through 16. So I want these done in your notebook, showing all work, showing the problem, the work, and the answer, and bring this to class. And then you must complete, after every video, we must do a WSQ. Now remember, and this needs to be done in your notes, W stands for where did you watch and when did you watch the video. S stands for summary, so I want you to summarize what you learned, more than one sentence. And then Q would be, did you have any questions or concerns about the video? If so, write them down. If you don't have any, then you are to make up like a test question or another homework question. Or you can, well, that's what you need to do. All right? Hope you have a great day, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow.